Hello, this is V7XH, and I'm just going to show you how we go about configuring one of these new ARDF transmitters. So what we need is a USB cable with a micro USB on the end that fits directly into the ARDF transmitter. And we don't need power because the board gets power from the computer through the USB connection. So once that's connected, we can go and check the settings, and I usually do this through the device manager. So let's go to the device manager. Device manager, and then I scroll down to look at the COM port, and then we can see the COM port is COM23. So what I'm going to do now is open a terminal on COM23, and I use PuTTY to do that. Now I've already got this configuration stored, so I'm just going to load the configuration, and there we've got COM23 for the serial line. Speed really doesn't matter. I set it to 9600, but it does auto rate, so anything should work. But it's important that we also select serial as the connection type, and then we're just going to open that, and we see we're now communicating with the ARDF, and it's in an idle state. It's just showing the time incrementing. Let's just maximize that. So the first thing to do is to get out of the running mode in order to be able to enter commands, and we hit escape to do that, and it now has the command prompt, and it says we can either type question mark or help to get a list of commands. So let's type help, and here's the list of commands. Ident to enter the call sign, Fox to enter the number of dits that go after the MO in Morse code, the mode, various modes for setting the sequence. We can set an offset start time in hours, minutes and seconds if we have an event that's starting sometime in the future, and the go command basically commits the changes and restarts the device. I've also got some debug commands, and I won't go through those. Those are useful to understand what is going on within the device in a little bit more detail, but generally are not necessary for normal operation. So the first thing to do is here is set the call sign. In the production version, the call sign will be blank, and the device will not operate until the call sign is configured. I have it configured right now, so if I type in ident, it's got my call sign, and I can change it to another call sign. My alternative call sign is QCS, so let's type ident VE7QCS, and now it says it's changed it to VE7QCS, and I can check that those changes have taken place by typing ident again, and it returns VE7QCS. So that's the identification which is going to be sent every 10 minutes. Next is the Fox number, so type in Fox, see what it's set at. Currently it's set at 3, so that would send in Morse code MOS, da 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 da, did did did. And we can set this to anything we want, from 0 to 5, representing the number of dits that will be sent. So let's send MO5, so I'll type in Fox5, and that's now set that sequence to be MO5. Next on the list is the mode. So let's see what it's set at. Type in mode, and we see it's currently mode 2, and mode 2 is alternating. So that's basically 1 minute on, 1 minute off, repeating every 2 minutes. And the CW rate is 10 words a minute. So going through these, the 0 is continuous carrier, so that is not sending a sequence, it's just turning on the carrier. That's useful for tuning the transmitter in a test mode. 1 is the standard operation mode, 10 words a minute, and it's 1 minute on, 4 minutes off, repeating every 5 minutes. 2 is alternating, that's 10 words a minute, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, repeating every 2 minutes. The sprint, 10 words a minute, on for 15 seconds, off for 45 seconds, and then repeats every minute. Fast sprint is the same as sprint, except instead of 10 words a minute, it's 15 words a minute. And finally, the beacon mode, number 5, is 10 words a minute, and it sends that continuously, indefinitely. So let's go to, say, standard mode. 1 will be standard mode, so we'll type in mode 1. And now it's set to standard mode. The final setting is the start time, and this is we don't have to set this. Typically we'll set it to 0, so it will start immediately, but if you've got an event where you want to schedule a start time in the future, then we can set this, and this time is an offset from when the device is first powered on. So let's see what it's set at. Start in, and it returns the start time is currently set to 30 minutes. So basically it will do nothing other than send the ident every 10 minutes for the first 30 minutes, and then it will start the MOX sequence. So typically we want this to start immediately, so I'll say start in 0:0:0, which is hours, minutes and seconds, so it will start immediately. The most important thing, once we've made all of the changes, we need to commit them to the non-volatile memory and then reset the device, and that is using the go command. So I'm just going to type in go, enter, and it will reset, it will print out the memory, and it will tell me what is going on in the device. So starting at time 0, it basically set the MOX sequence to start it immediately at 0 time, and schedule the end of the MOX after 1 minute. Then it sent the ident, so this is just scheduling the first 2 lines. It's now sending the ident at 0 time, and then at 3 seconds after it started, it started sending the MOX, and it scheduled the next MOX to start after 5 minutes. So that's the next time it's going to start, and the next ident was scheduled at 10 minutes. So a lot of this is just scheduling, and then it sends the ident. So at 4 seconds it sent the MOX sequence, or the MO5 sequence in this case. So at 4 seconds it sent MO5, and then 9 seconds it sent the next MO5, and it carried on doing that for the first minute, and at the end of the first minute it became idle, and it scheduled the next MOX to end at 6 minutes. It's going to start at 5 minutes and end at 6 minutes. It also sent an ident sequence on completion of the MO5, and now it's just sitting there waiting for the next time when it has something to do, and that will be in 5 minutes when it will send the next MOX sequence. So I'm not going to wait for this, but that's basically how we go about configuring the device, and hopefully that will be pretty simple, and you can change it to however you want. Alright, 7.3, talk to you again.